That's a big monkey. You good. That's the closest I've been to a monkey. Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. I woke up to a monkey on my front porch. He's still right there. He's a big boy. That's okay. This morning it's as I head up north. Let's see. Yeah, I got a bunch of monkeys coming through my camp. But I head up north about 15 kilometers. I'm on my last bit of juice on all my devices. And I was trying to upload on YouTube yesterday a short on and the shorts got into like a non-stop like a cycle where it would try and start to upload and then it crashed. The app crashed, and it just constantly did that. So I had to log in online, not through the app but online, and I was able to get on there that way. There's something wrong with the actually uploading process. So what I'm going to do today, there's the monkey going through my camp. And he was right on my front door. He didn't seem to like me too much. He's probably the bull. He's probably that's probably his pack of monkeys. But anyway, yeah, so I got to get up north. I'm completely out of juice on all my devices, so I got to keep this short. It's only 15 kilometers, so I'll get up there. Time-wise, I think we're on, oops, sorry. I just, I kind of just jumped up because that monkey was like so close to me, so. It's 12:09, so I guess I did go back to bed for a little bit. I had to call off my live stream. Well, I asked Doug from Planet Doug to go ahead, and I turned on the community again on my channel, and I just told him to post something that says I can't get on to do a live stream. So anyway, I'm gonna pack this haul up now that it's 12 o'clock. It's a little late. I was kind of waiting out the a little bit of sprinkles, and but those seem to be over. So now I'm gonna hit the road, pack up all this, hit the road, and head up north to at least one night to try and charge up everything and wash my clothes in the sink and all that fun stuff. But yeah, this was a nice place, a very nice camp. Hey everyone, as I'm getting up and getting all my stuff packed up, this is why my big poofy jacket that I always talk about. It's my blanket or my sleeping bag, because right now the weather's too hot to really call for a sleeping bag, but sleeping bags are a must when you start getting the colder temperatures and stuff like that. But right now Southeast Asia has been just warm everywhere. I've not needed one. The coldest I needed was I took out my my nice big rain jacket and I unbutton it because it's a poncho style. Unbutton it and I use it as a blanket because the nice thick plastic keeps in the body heat, keeps in a little bit of the moisture too, but that's all right. It doesn't swamp you. Yeah, so the Lantern Festival was fun and all. Yeah, it was fun. But recently I've been kind of like, stepping back. I've been doing this for 7 months now. I'm really, I think my channel's kind of hit has plateaued out, kind of where I'm at, like with the subscribers and the view count and stuff. It's pretty steady now. So I get a realistic look at what my channel is. But then I just doing a comparison. I ran into one channel which I really like. It's is homeless Kiwi in London, and that gentleman is a true homeless person. And you can tell, being one, you can tell when one's faking it. Which there's some people on YouTube that fake it because it gets views. People like to watch homeless people just to see how they're. I guess it's a curiosity, you know. They like to see you know, a person's struggles and stuff like this, because it's relatable. You know what I'm saying? It's a, you know, that's, you know, you can get on YouTube and, you know, they, even when you have a channel, they tell you, oh, be yourself, and tell them about, don't tell them just about the good points in your life. They like to hear about your bad points too, because it's, you know, it kind of makes us all feel like we're in the same boat. You know, when you see someone else possibly struggling with the same thing that you are and stuff. But homelessness, I think, is more of like a curiosity, because it's a side of life, and especially when it's homeless travelers and stuff like this, because, you know, well, it shows that I think deep down inside we all kind of want to be like a traveling vagabond to a certain degree, because none of us like the work world, honestly. And I think that's where the adventure, the hobo, and all this thing comes from. And that's why as kids we'd dress up like a hobo for Halloween and stuff. You know, there's a nostalgic beauty to it all, and yeah. But when I started this channel, you know, this is a total learning process. Um, I was very simple. I didn't have hardly any views either. So where homeless Kiwi in London, he hit the algorithm just right or something, because he's only had his channel for four weeks, and he's killing it. I mean, if you haven't seen his channel, definitely pop over there. And I mean, I subscribed. I like the dude, because I can tell he's real, and he's got a good setup for his bed and stuff like that. Very logical. I mean, actually, it's I've known many people who carry the same type of what we call a horseshoe roll, and it's basically where you have your whole bedroll rolled up into the tarp, and then you just tie off the tarp, and usually use it as like a horseshoe shaped roll, and that you carry around. And yeah, he has a similar one, and same concept. But yeah, he's killing it. He's already got he's getting close to 3,000. Last time I checked, is 2.7K people. And he's starting to do a little bit of the editing and stuff like that, kind of like my early days and stuff. But very raw footage, and some of his views, he's got like, I think one of them is 64K. But you look at that, and it's just the audio quality is not the best, and I know audio quality is probably the main thing, but the footage is raw and stuff. And I think as creators, which I guess I'm a creator now, right? I've been overcomplicating stuff, and I've been seeing my channel. I've been kind of going more in a direction that what I'm not, because I still am that, who he is, the homeless person, the homeless traveler, and stuff like this. And I think I want to drop back, to more of a simplistic, try and get back to the simplistic camping more and being more, I'm not this, I'm not really that touristy. Now, I might lose some subscribers because that's what they're looking for, is they want more of the travel channel vlog. And I've been kind of giving it to them a little bit with some of my touristy stops that I do. But that's just because, one, sometimes if it's cheap enough or it's free, then it's interesting. I try and get it on video. I feel a certain obligation to try and provide some of that in the locations that I go, but once I start providing too much of that, then it takes me out of the element of who I am. Oh, by the way, this is what I sleep on. Look how big this guy is. Okay, I was telling someone, this is what I got at, these are one of those shades that you put up in your vehicle's window, but look how big this one is. So like, I'm standing, see, let me move this back here. So, I'll move this. So, Hang on, let me get a little farther back. So this one I'm talking about raw footage is I'm just gonna leave all this in. I'm gonna go more to what he's, so this is how tall this one is. So it can cover my feet all the way down to basically almost my feet. You know, my head all the way down to almost my feet. With a pair of socks on, no big deal. No window cutout, and only like $1 something. You know, like, and it's the same Mylar type bubble wrap coating type thing. So for $1 something, this is the best purchase I've made. This is at Mr. DIY. So that's what actually I use instead of an underquilt and all that stuff. I use one of these. So yeah, so you know, taking notes from what he's basically doing, and I hope, you know, I hope it shows him that he doesn't really need to go down the route of over editing, and I kind of feel that I did too. Let me reposition this just a little bit. But that's more of a side view, huh? My bicycle's in the way. The other way. Let's see, that's okay. Now, I've learned a lot though. So I'm not saying that, you know, I've learned a lot when it comes to the editing and stuff, but I could go more towards a raw format. Keep what I like, maybe like an opener and a closer. Something that's, you know, that has my mark on it that says American Hobo Opener. But maybe not worry so much about the music and all this. Keep the name of the places in. I like that. That way anybody can actually follow me. I kind of like the relive part at the very end. But you can see how complicated I've kind of turned this whole mess. But it's because I just don't know what I'm doing. So I'm overdoing everything and trying to figure out what works. But now I think it's to the point where I need to start weeding back and getting back to more of an authentic me, you know. This is an authentic me right here. And yeah, cheap hostels too. I love those. Don't get me wrong. If something pops up that's in my price range, I'm going to take that. But any hobo would, you know, that's in my situation, because you got a sink to wash your clothes, right? And maybe start filming some of that. Some of the mundane things that you guys don't get to see on camera is like the first thing I have to do when I get to a hotel or hostel is wash my clothes, and I do it every single time. Plug in all my power banks, do it every single time, you know, and it's actually a few hours of just setting up, you know, because it's like cleaning up, cleaning your clothes, all these things is just, as soon as you get there, you're spending the first 3 hours trying to, about 3 hours trying to just wash your body, wash your clothes, charge your stuff, start to charge your stuff up. And, but I've kind of been veering away, and I don't want to get the wrong impression that I am one of these travel channels. I'm not a travel vlog. I am a homeless person traveling the world, because I can be homeless anywhere, and it actually makes more financial sense not to be in an expensive spot. Like even London's expensive, but you know, that's where he's at. But like in the United States, and it doesn't make sense for me to go to these more expensive spots unless you're homeless. Then you only have to worry about food. But even that is, food is a, you know, food is one half your livelihood. If you think about it, all you really need is food and shelter, you know. And if you have those two covered, then everything else is an extra bonus. So I'm going to try and get back to just my basics: food and shelter and travel, and try and recenter myself to find that way, because I don't want too many people to, like I said, if I get too many of my subscribers, because eventually it's inevitable, right? It's inevitable. I have to be me. So if I get too many of my subscribers thinking I'm a traveling vlog channel, you know, and that I should be going to maybe this island or that island, or, you know, if it's a traveling vlog channel, you kind of lose lose the focus that I'm a poor person. Because most traveling vlog people they've got to have some type of liquidation type of money, some type of money, otherwise they wouldn't be able to do these things. Well, this is what I can afford, hanging from trees. And it's like, but I can't afford, really. I did the math one time. I can actually afford 20 euro a night to be broke all the time. So 20 euro a night to 25 euro a night would be like the max spot of my limit. Then I would be broke all the time, and I'd be more or less budgeting my food and stuff like this. So that's 25 US. Euro and US about the same. So the farther away on the cheaper side, the farther down I am, the less I spend from that, the more I gain. So that's why that's why I'm enjoying more of these cheaper countries. But at the same time, I'm not living indoors and stuff. So these are just things I've been going over my brain. And hang on a sec, I gotta change my pants, guys. Yeah, obviously turn this off for a second. And bang, just like a superhero, I'm changed. Anyway, yeah, so this is just something I've been going over in my head, and sometimes it takes something like someone like homeless Kiwi in London to give me a little bit of a wake-up call. That maybe I've been overcomplicating stuff, and maybe I've been kind of going in the wrong direction. I haven't gone too far though, so it's in the wrong direction, because I can't really go too far in the wrong direction, because I can't afford to go too far in the wrong direction. So, I'm just bringing up that I think it's time for a time to recenter myself and try and get back to a more authentic, and stop overcomplicating my videos and all these things. So I just kind of wanted to throw that in as a ramble, guys. And so, yeah. So anyway, yeah, guys, check out that channel. I really appreciate his. Really appreciate coming across him. He definitely is going to be someone I like to watch and stuff like that. Just because I know he's real. Honestly, it is. And I've watched real people in the past, like I said, when this one guy with a channel called Extra Cheesy Broccoli. Don't ask me why he actually ended up naming himself that. But he went homeless when I was homeless in Tennessee. But he was a new homeless person, and I'm an old hat at being homeless. And I could see him going through the same struggles and problems and encounters with weirdos and all these stuff. And weirdos are quite a bit, living this lifestyle. You run into weirdos pretty frequently in the beginning. Then they seem to, I don't know what happens. Maybe you get the weirdo radar going, and you learn to avoid them easier in the future. But at first, it always seems like you run into them. But yeah, just watching him do his struggle, and now he's out of the struggle. People on YouTube, and I think. I don't want to say this, but I think that some of the people themselves from YouTube tried to actually help him out of his situation, which is kind of strange. After a few years, he had some health problems that caused him to be that way. This is Extra Cheesy Broccoli, by the way. Now he has a small little homestead with the help of a church and stuff like that. Obviously, they're very helpful when you ask. Like I said, I almost joined up to do missionary work at one time, just so I had a purpose in my travels. That's how I ended up with my visa. Anyway, on my passport. Anyway, guys, yeah, I just wanted to hop on and just ramble. That's all. Because I'm going to try and get back to the rambling. Because I think that's what it is. people like the fact is they like to hear the stories, and I have plenty. It's just I'm kind of one of those. It has to pop to my head. Otherwise, I end up repeating myself a lot, and I do catch myself repeating myself a lot. But I guess that's good because not everybody watches all my videos. So, you know what I'm saying. So when I repeat myself, I always have a new audience. And I think just get back to the authentic travel, the authentic, bicycle moving, not staying in one location so long, although during the rain, I'm going to have to stay in locations a little longer just because it's going to slow down my travels. More of the camping, maybe really less time on my editing, just put in the names of the places with an opener and a closer. Do more of the rambling and less of the touristy things. Unless it's a free thing to do, then I might just go ahead and pop by, but not be so concerned about getting up and going to do stuff. No, I love the Lantern Festival, and I'm glad I stayed for it, but I ended up staying in this location for a week. I'm not complaining, guys. Don't worry. But I ended up staying in for like a week waiting for it, and it was awesome. It was. I'm not going to say it's not, but yeah, it was awesome. It was my first Lantern Festival, so I thought, yay, so I got one down. But I'm not going to be so concerned if people are like, oh, go here or go there, or you visit this. I'm not trying to poo-poo on anything. I love the suggestions. Keep them in because I don't have a plan. And if it's a town or something that you want me to see, that's what I want, but more of the, hey, you should go to this resort or something, which I don't get a lot because most of my viewers know that anyway. And anyway, I'm going to try and search for the more authentic me again before I get too far away that I lose all touch and I become a fake channel because what I'm dishing you out is not who I really am. That's my big fear, and that's what I don't want to do. So, what is that going to look like? I don't know. It's going to look like me in the end, though. I'll tell you right now. And the audience that's going to be watching me is the ones that are going to be watching me for my stories and for the fact that I just get on my bicycle and I go to new spots where I don't know where I'm going. I just know the direction I'm going, I don't know the names of the places I go to, and I don't know the names of the places I've been from. And that is what a hobo is, But even a hobo knows how to ride the rail properly, right? They know which way the tracks go through which towns and stuff. So, but with the help of Google Maps, I can more or less get a general. That's all I've been doing. Like the day before or the day I wake up, I jump on Google Maps. I learn out which road I'm going, but really all I know is north, east, south, west. And it's pretty simple. I'm going north. So which is the next town? I don't know. But all I really need to know is which road is the proper road to get on to go north. Yeah. So how far will I go? Probably around 50 kilometers. Not today. Today's 16 kilometers because I booked somewhere. And use booking.com and Agoda to figure out where the cheapest spots are. And if it's not on one of those two platforms, I'm not going door to door like a Girl Scout and, trying to sell cookies and asking everybody how much is their price. So if it's not on Agoda, it's not on Booking, I'm going to use the KISS system, the Keep It Simple Stupid, system. If it's not on Agoda or Booking and it's not priced on their door, then I don't, then I'll just camp, All right, guys. Anyway, I just wanted to share that, it's like he got me thinking, and right now I just, it's still all about me documenting this for myself. So I'm glad of all the adventures and all the cool places I've been and stuff, and I'm going to continue doing that to a certain degree. But right now, this is just going to be a small little calm in the storm while I try and figure out how to recenter and get back to the basics, because I think everybody enjoys the basics too. And And I'll start, and I'll cook some rambles up for you guys. I just had to jog those. You know, I got 3 brain cells, and I think most of the time 2 of them are talking to each other. So, so that's what I'm working with. All right, guys, I'm gonna finish packing up here. So one of the tricks is that I don't follow this trick a lot is when it comes to the tarp should be, the rule is the tarp should be the first thing you set up and the last thing you set up because of the rain. So, but I don't necessarily follow that all the time. It's good advice and everything, but it's just something I don't do just because sometimes it's hard to stretch the tarp first, right? Because you usually need a nice tight stretch to it, or at least a decent stretch to it so the wind doesn't whip it around everywhere. So it's nice and taut, but, and the hammock usually needs to be adjusted up and down just a little bit to get to the right height, because I like to have my feet flat on the ground when I'm sitting out. And but not like rubbing against the ground that low. And hang on a second. And a lot of times it's just that if you take the tarp off, you can see how I'm basically, it's like right in my face, like a puppy trying to get attention or something. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just kind of annoying right in your face all the time. So, but it is a good idea for being the last thing to take off. So, is a little easier than being the first thing to set up. But if you're an old hat, you're a pro at this, you probably know the exact height to put up your tarp. Not just that, you could actually put up this tarp higher, but my other tarp is so much smaller. It needs to more or less be up right against the hammock itself. And I probably mentioned in the past with a snake skin. These are snake skins. So when you actually just pull these, it eats up it just covers the whole hammock. So now the hammock's all completely within this snake skin itself. All I need to undo is untie it, which hang on 1 minute. And Matt was asking what type of knot I use. Basically, I just use a half hitch quick release here and just a double hit half hitch right here, because it's easily tied with one hand and it comes undone, you know, simply. This was all with all the pressure of me hanging in it from 3 days or 3 nights. So yeah, that's it's easily tied with one hand, so I usually just do a double half hitch. Once you get too complicated on your knots, then you forget which knot you prefer to tie. It's best just to stick at the certain knots that you like. But yeah, and if I need to actually do like a trucker's hitch to get tension or something, I'll do it once in a while. But sometimes the trucker's hitch can be a little rough on the rope itself. And if you don't get that hitch loop right in the right spot and you pull it too tight, because sometimes you're not working with too much material on, well, you know this, Matt, you have a hammock. Sometimes the trees are too close together to get in a good trucker's hitch and cinch that down, where you can just wrap, if you don't use the tree huggers. I have one lash through this slip knot style, because if I need to lower it, it's easy to pull in on it, lower it down, and then let it go. But this eats up a lot of real estate right here, where if you're trying to use the little clips for this, if you there's some clips that hang on the line, which is good for when you're first adjusting the tarp itself. So, and then I just basically lean-to one side out. This side I'm using the same concept that you use with the rocks. You tie off the back one, you have ones on the top. That way when it needs to pull on it, it has to pull this one underneath these two, and it'll stop. That works in very high winds. It's been tested by people. Then tying off to the vegetation, which gives a little slack in the line, which is nice. Which it's kind of like if you put bungees on your lines to give the tension. It works good. So yeah. So Matt, the knot I use, just usually a quick release and a double hitch, a double half hitch. So there you go. And I'm gonna finish. Oh, and I also have a snake skin for the larger tarp. This was kind of unnecessary. It just kind of gets in the way. I think these Velcro straps right here work a lot better. I use the Velcro straps on my smaller one, and that's all you need. That way when you do set it up, if you want it like still out of the way because the stars are out or whatever, but you want it up just in case that the rain does start up, then it's up already, right? It's just, and usually you want to scope out your tie-off points too, so I would actually suggest setting it up completely first, then roll it back up. That way you know you have all your tie-off points, or at least have all the material for your tie-off points ready to go. But then you can keep it all rolled up above your Hennessy hammock, and I would suggest putting it out before you go to bed though, because I've been woken up several times in like Japan and stuff when it's raining on you. And if you have your earplugs in, and the mosquito net will keep out the majority of the smaller droplets until it's starting to rain pretty hard, and then you're like, oh crap, you know, you wake up and you're starting, it's coming down on you. And there's nothing worse than trying to put up a tarp to stay dry when you're already wet. It's like, so yeah, I'm slowly learning like I said, this is the first time I went from rough camping, rough sleeping, just where you burrito roll up in like a tarp or something. I did a lot of tarp camping. But usually mostly just like lean-to style. But tents are handy. That's like the 2-person tent, the really small little dome one where you sleep kind of at a diagonal with your bag on one side. Those are perfect because they're so small. They keep in a little bit of, they retain the heat a little bit more if you throw a tarp on top of it, like just a 6x9 tarp. I know that I got hit with the weather pretty bad, and sometimes the other homeless people, that you meet and stuff, they're like, come on over to my tent because it's, you're not prepared for it. So I've had that happen before to me, where I had to rely on the graces of others, and we've all done it. You prefer not to do it, but we rely on the graces of the other homeless people, because sometimes they're like, we've had people come over to our, people that we know. Is like during in Colfax, which is at Donner's Pass during winter. It was like me and this heavy-set chick named Teresa, but we were camp dogging together, so we were one tent inside of another tent, right, to keep that dead airspace area. And yeah, so it was like just me and her, but we've had like her cousin come by and go, dude, I'm cold and I need a spot to stay. So it'd be like all three of us. He'd be in the tent with us and her, and yeah, nothing weird. We were just camp dogs. She was a big girl. So anyway, yeah, so yeah, we rely on the graces of others sometimes when we get hit by bad weather. That's why if you don't have an income, try and work up enough to have at least 3 nights in like put away for a hotel room, and only use that in like life or death situations as a survival mechanism. I had to do it in Alco, Nevada, which is a mining town, and eventually that's where I decided I'm going to Hawaii, because it was like the winters were so bad. It was like I'm eating up all my money staying in these hot hotel rooms because I couldn't snowbird. I was going down to Texas to get out of go south when winter comes, right? And it just, the storm was dipping right under Elko, Nevada, and just wiping out. I mean, it was a bad winter, bad winter. You guys probably remember it. It was quite a few years ago, but yeah, it was just wiping out Texas, and so I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, well, I remember one thing someone told me: if it gets too bad, just buy a ticket to Hawaii. You don't need a passport or anything, and it's 70 degrees at all times there. Actually, that's winter. It's 80 degrees mostly, between 70 and 80, which is very nice weather. Okay, guys, I don't know. I'm just rambling. I'm going to get on the road. I've got a lot of catch up to do. I try to upload so I had to get rid of all the cache and data from the app. So when I wiped out the data, it got rid of the data for the upload. So it stopped trying to upload that, and it got out of that cycle. So I'm able to actually, it's something with the upload. So when I tried to upload again, it's having a problem uploading the short. And then when I try and upload a regular video, it's actually like trying to upload it as a short. I can't get through a certain process of it. So that's my struggle. I'll go to the hostel hotel room and figure this all out. But I might be a little late on the upload. I'm still going to do all my daily vlogs and stuff. I still got 5 more months, right? Yeah, 5 more months. But, all right, guys, we're going to kiss this camp goodbye. Bye-bye. And we're going to hit the road. Hey, one other thing while I'm doing up my tent. These tents, the large hex has the pockets underneath, right? So that's the pocket right there. So this is a pocket right here. But I have grown fond of putting away my strings with a figure 8. So it's like around your fingers like this, right? So you just figure eight all the way around. Once you get to the end part, anybody that watches any woodsman bushcrafting, you just start looping around nice and tight. Make sure you do, when you start looping these around, you get a nice tight loop. The reason why is otherwise it unravels on you. And yeah, basically, then right at the end. And why am I doing this? The reason why is because usually you're getting these up in a so we have a nice little thing to put away. These little bags are just so I don't trip on the line. I just put these they're just little plastic bags. It's just to remind me and whoever else that might be passing through the camp that I have a black string there. These are good to actually have as fluorescent or glow in the dark if you could. You could spray paint them, but I don't know what spray paint would do to the integrity of the line. I know my father used to actually spray paint all his tools fluorescent orange, you know, with a spray paint. That way when it was clean up time on the job site, he could find all his tools very easily without actually losing them. And it was a smart idea because he also knew who was using his tools too from a distance. It wasn't like, oh no, this was my hammer. No, it's not. It's fluorescent orange. But then, so when you do need it, all you actually have to do is pull on this and do, and it comes undone. I thought it was an extra hassle for a while, just because it was, if you tie this, when you wrap it around and you tie this too loose, it just unravels. So I thought it was just and I learned I need to tie it tighter, you know, wrap it around to last a little bit. So I've grown fond of it because it does make for quick release. And then I think I could pass on this part right here, the snake skin, but I do have one for my hex fly too. All right, that's it, guys. I'm gonna finish packing up. I decided to swing a little off the main road here and come check out the beach. This is a close point. I still got about 5 kilometers to go, and then I'll be at my hostel. So it's 4 o'clock, a little 4:15 right now. So I want to check this out though, because who knows, it might be good camping that you guys want to know about. This does look like that type of beach. Oh yeah. Yeah, you definitely could probably. You got food across the way here. And let's go. Let's see what the beach is like. Oh, gotta go through a little sand. All right. Turn this off for. Balancing the bike. Yeah, it's a nice little park. It goes, like I said, instead of trying to butcher the name, I'll just drop in the name of the park. And I think this is also, yeah, this is another turtle spot. I'm assuming that's what all these are. These pits in the ground and stuff. But there's another turtle conservation thing, I think, down this way, little ways. And so this is probably another turtle landing spot. Wow, this is a pretty busy one. Not so much down that way. And it's pretty clean. I mean, there's a little bit of garbage, but not too bad. Yeah, it looks like most of the people are down this way, here. So maybe there's more food trucks and stuff set up. And it looks like less people down that way. Okay, I'm gonna go down that way a little farther, see what it's all about. There you go, Monica Bay. There's something I can pronounce. So I was right, the food vendors are right here, and we got also, looks like play park right over there for kids. That's been set up like a birthday party type, blow up type thing. So yeah, food vendors. And let's go see what the beach looks like real quick. See if there's any, yeah, down a little farther, there's lots of trees that look like they're probably good spacing for hammocks, or if you're a tent camper, this is probably a good spot to post up some tents. But these look like you don't want to do it during nesting season, because I do believe these are the turtle nesting areas. Okay. One thing I got to do is I got to give it over to the hostel guys. That's basically out of my camera's basically out of power, and I don't have anything to plug it up to right now. There's probably an outlet around here somewhere I could probably search down. I'll go down a little farther just to see. That's got my curiosity, that grove of trees down there. But all right, just checking out the vendors. Fried bananas. Yeah. Sure, I'll take fried bananas. How many ringgit?
6 ringgit.
6 ringgit. Okay. Thank you.
You like it?
Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you. So I got some fried bananas, 3 ringgits worth, and a beef and a chicken. What is it? Beef and chicken Vietnamese roll. So, which I've had before. They're really good. So I think they were 3 ringgit each. And I don't know how much the bananas are. Usually 3 bananas for 1 ringgit. So that's what I've been running into, common price. So I'm going to sit down, have some of this to eat for breakfast since I haven't eaten anything really yet. And then I'm heading over to the hostel so I can start charging up devices, doing laundry, the normal hobo thing. All right, guys, let's give a quick try to these Vietnamese rolls. If you guys don't know, it's a nice big piece of chicken on this one. Be careful not to break it because it's got a very thin layer of the I think it's rice paper, or not rice paper, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's it is being held together by a small clear wrap, and I think that wrap is made out of rice. Anyway, let's try it. Oh yeah. That one's good. That's chicken. Comes out to about 75 cents each. Pretty big. And a sauce, spicy sauce. Yeah. I'll try the beef later. Chicken's really good. With a view to match. Well, it looks like there's some rules here. I don't see anything here for camping because this is a turtle landing zone. So, but it looks like this area out here is actually set up for camping. So if you notice, there's looks like burn pits, but they make some of those into tables and stuff. There's sitting areas. And right now I've actually taken it all the way down to the end. So there's a parking lot here, right? Amongst the trees. You can see some people are camping. And there's some trails over here that you can actually go off hiking in. So like I said, I'll drop the name down below. I threw a pin on it so to remind me. Once I get to the editing, I just look up the pins real quick and find that area on the video. And so it's not too time consuming, or at least it isn't anymore. It was killing me at first, but it's always a little time consuming. But yeah, it's nice. So this is a turtle landing area, and it's a beautiful beach, and it's camp friendly. Because I do see several people with their camps, and this whole line of trees just beautifully set up for either a tent or a hammock. So like I said, if I didn't need to charge up all my devices and stuff, this would be 100% a great place to come and yeah, camp, do some night camping. See, I don't think those are meant to be burn pits because they look like they were making tables out of them. But somehow it just removed the top. All right, this spot I was just at was right over there. There's a small little irrigation ditch, but then on the other side of the irrigation ditch is all this. The actual hiking and stuff is, you want to be on that side of the irrigation ditch, and I think it goes off up into the jungle a little, or into the wilderness. But look at all these trees. These are really nicely spaced apart for hammock camping. And these are actually the same type of Australian pine, which aren't real pine, to stop the erosion of the soil and stuff, which makes for great camping. And you can actually see someone's down there with their tent set up. Oh. All right, guys, that's it. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, this is a nice little spot. And you don't have anything on the other side. You have the, you can look up what this spot is. It says training ground. I don't know what that is, but that's a big field and stuff. So you got privacy on that way side. And you can pull back in here. There's plenty of parking amongst the trees. And then if you're in your car, you can just park right here and go set up your tent right there. Beachfront property or your hammock. All right, guys, that's my exploring for the day. I'm gonna get on getting. That's really cool. Okay, here we go. This is the place right here. Coco's guest house. The bluish gray one. All right, cool. Coco's guest house. So with the last bit of juice on my battery here, I'm gonna show you this place. It's got the shoes right outside the door, but they also have a locker. This is a proper check-in area. So it's got the door code, which they send you through WhatsApp. That's to get in. And then right here on the wall, oops, sorry. Right here on the wall, you put in the code to receive the key. That's an actual proper way to actually check in. Very clean in here. Full kitchenette. Cold water, hot water dispenser, which is nice. Pans, dishes, stove, and washing machine. I don't know if the washing machine costs money or not. Or if it's even be able to use it. So I gotta look that up. I'll ask them. And you got a refrigerator, very clean refrigerator. Remember what I said? You can tell how well they keep up the rest of the house by how clean the refrigerator is. Rice cooker, stove. Hello, can I? Please stay 1 meter. Oh, that's the old leftover mask. Hello, mask on. These are all the mental impact that COVID had on a lot of people, man. That even people are still wearing masks today, and they have these signs still up. No Wi-Fi. Here's the rooms though, and I got a capsule. So right here is my capsule, and I got an upper one which I don't really like, and it's a big capsule too. Let's see. My bags are in the way, but it's a good one. It's a good size one. I'll figure out where the light is later. And then just bathrooms. Very nicely done too. Look at this door. Sorry guys. Look at this door. Very nicely done. Walk-in shower. It's a luxury, homie. Yeah, I like it. It's nice. And then some more capsules over here. And I do believe I saw in the pictures that they have like a playground for kids upstairs. So a guest house that's kid friendly if you're here for the rooms. And yeah, it's a nice guest house so far. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'm gonna start doing what I need to do. Clean up, wash my clothes, start charging devices. And the party's on. Woohoo, party time. Okay, I had to figure out how to get the light on. And it's got plenty of room for a capsule, man. Got a little mirror here and fresh clean towels. I had to figure out how to, that's kind of odd to have the light switch even though it's nice and big. I wasn't used to that. Way in the back, not here, over here on the wall somewhere. But that's okay. That's not that big and that important. But now is where this comes in handy. So this is so I can get up all my devices charged up quickly and not have to, you know, now I have to wait on the outlet, even though there's one outlet here and one outlet there. It's still, it's best to have all the devices running, you know, charging at once, because I got this, I got my phone, sometimes two phones, but since I'm only rocking one SIM card right now, I didn't get another SIM card just because I thought it'd probably, I'd be spending twice as much when I don't really have to. You know, it's convenient having an extra SIM card, but I don't really need it. You know, I mean, honestly, I don't need it, and I'm just spending twice the amount for something I don't need. Is kind of, that takes away the whole point of my lifestyle to live cheap. So anyway, I'm gonna get all these dirty clothes off. I don't know what the washing situation is, so I'm going to text them right now to see if I can use it. If not, they had a bucket outside where I'm going to wash my bicycle, but they also have a rack to hang my clothes on. I'm going to hang my clothes, and but I'm going to first see if I can use their washing machine. Alright guys, I'm going to settle on in. But yeah, this isn't bad. And how much was it? I do believe it was, after all the taxes and stuff, it was like 71 ringgit. Before it's probably more like 60 ringgit, so kind of on the expensive side, I'd say, for a hostel, but you're getting, I mean, you're getting quality. You know, this is not that bad. This is actually one of the better style. I even like the little touches. Like, look at this light. You know, it's a rope, right? It's a rope light, and you know, they put a lot of dedication into this. So I'm not going to poo-poo on their prices. And then fan, everything. So yeah, at least you're getting something, you know, something for your money. And so I'm not going to poo-poo on their price, but it is more than I like to spend. Okay, that's all. And look at that joyful piece of mess there. My 50,000 charging up. This one takes the longest. It's not even at 7% yet. But I like this one because it has a fast charge capability. When you plug it up to this port, anything to that port, it actually charges super fast, where the other ones just don't have that capability. Here's a 20,000, here's a 10,000, and this one's a 30,000. That allows me 5 and actually 6 days camping. These are my two fast chargers. They're the Samsung super fast chargers, which I kept them because they do charge up very fast. And then this dual one right here. So right now I'm rocking, like I said, this thing, new edition, and needed. So I have a lot of devices. I still gotta charge this. My speaker doesn't take any time for that one. These always need to be a little charged. I also have this, always needs to be charged. Well, this one lasts a long time before I need to charge it. And it can be the very last battery bank I use, because like I said in the past, this has a USB. It'll charge your device maybe 20%, not much. Anyway, I'm thinking for my clothes I have, it's quite a bit of clothes. They have a laundry thing here. It's self check-in. I guess I could use it. I just wrote them and asked if I could use it. And But let's see, I think they just. Yes, it's free to use, but detergent's not provided. Alright. So I'll just go pick up some detergent from a corner store and do my laundry here. Alright. Woohoo!